Alright. GM everyone. Let's get this town hall started. So yeah, it's 2nd of August now. Oof. Breaking into a new month. We're already 8 months into the entire year. So hope you're headstrong in all of your New Year's resolutions. But let's now dive into what we've been up to this week. So lovely to kickstart now into the hackathon season, and I'm ready to take on this next town hall. So as usual, we'll talk about the events that have been going on. We did have a couple online events this week, which was pretty cool. And then we'll go into our member wins, celebrate our new members, and we'll dive into then the hackathon season. This is the main agenda. What we're all here for. I think this is going to be super exciting to continue to see out over the next 3 months. And then afterwards, we'll tell a little bit of alpha and jump into the roundtable. So remember, we've got a bounty available, so anyone can write a recap of this, and then we'll also have a XP bounty, so you can claim some XP for doing it as well. But if you write a recap, post it on Twitter, you could be up for a bounty. We all know who's crushing it here. We're aiming to give him some competition. But let's then now, without further ado, get started. So, our events, what have we been up to this week, everyone? Well, you already know it's the OBS Hackathon season now. Started yesterday, so we kicked it off with an ideathon. It was really cool to hear from what you guys are doing. Pure was able to give H a little bit of an insight, which is what we love to see. And then M's doing some really cool things. Obviously, just went through the speed run, but interesting to see what we can potentially doing in our next hackathon. And obviously Z, he's sponsoring a track, which is awesome. We love that, and it'll be interesting to see how he goes into it. So that was an awesome event. We all gathered together, talked about the opportunities, and I feel like that was a really nice head start. So thank you everyone who joined us for that. We then are also encouraging you guys to be hosting your own events. So we do our big flashy ones, and we've got some cool surprises coming up. But we want to encourage you guys to be getting out there, having a good old time with your Solana friends in real life, touching grass with one another. So we currently have a couple funds available. Pizza fund, which more just generally means like an event fund, like for $200, just bring a group of 8 to 10 people together, and then use that $200 to be able to help pay for any expenses. So that is not the blocker. The only blocker is actually the organization. Just bring everyone together, message them in a group chat, say, hey, I'm going to be here at this time, and then send us the bill, and we'll pay for it. Same with the crypto coffees. This is actually even like a smaller scale. Just have like 3+ people. So Mike was messaging me earlier about this. It'll be interesting to see what sort of coffee dates he'll be putting on. But yeah, again, go out, meet some friends for coffee. Solana friends be talking about the ecosystem, and we're there to be able to offer that, removing the blockers, offer that little bit of capital. So I'll pay for the £4 coffee. Don't worry, you can get the extra foam as well. But yeah, it's awesome to see. So we want to see who's going to be hosting some own events, because what we're doing is traveling up to Edinburgh. We're having a little trip to the Fringe from the 17th of August to the 18th of August. We'll be hosting a lovely builders brunch. So if you don't know, this is a sequel, or like kind of the sister of our leader lunches. So the builder brunches, we're bringing everyone together, and we're doing this, the first one in Edinburgh. So me, myself, that makes sense. And Kada and Jack are all going up there. So it'll be exciting to see what content we can be creating. I hope to get you guys in the videos as well. We've got a new one dropping that Jack's been working on for Chillfest. It's exciting to see. And we want to continue putting out this sort of really cool content as well to bring everyone along for the journey. So hope to see you guys out there. It's going to be pretty exciting. And that kind of perfectly leads me into what special prize we have planned is the field trips. So speaking to a few different people about how we can just be going out, like 8 to 10 sort of people, go out for the day, go to some sort of experience. So I've been looking at lots of art exhibits, and even just different types of cocktail evenings and all of these sort of things. So we can just essentially have those opportunities, all come together, hopefully have an experience where we can learn something cool. So yeah, I think this is going to be pretty cool. We'll be rolling out. Keep your eyes peeled. This will be right around the corner. Now, into personally one of my favourite sections of the Town Hall, we have our members' wins. So, first up, like I think this is like a huge win for Superteam as well. Not just Kobe, but like K Dot, or as you may know him, Kobe, is joining us as a team member. He's taken the charge with leading our marketing and driving all those initiatives forward, while I can then be working with all of you amazing people and helping build out the projects for the hackathon. So it's going to be an exciting duo. You can already see he's been out there. If you're not already following him on Twitter, it's at at k.crypto. So it'll be cool to meet with everyone, and for you guys to be able to see him. He'll be coming on our Edinburgh trip with us, and as we go to Breakpoint as well, whoever we're flying out with that will be joining us all there as well. So yeah, exciting to see a new team member join our super team, and it's going to be awesome. We've also got Ems coming in with the Solana speedrun. If you didn't see in the chat, he's ranking high, he's doing well, and so we want to, if give him some support, be able to help kind of showcase the strength of the UK community. He built out a really cool bonk arcade in his latest mobile game, and that's doing really well in the speedrun, so that's what we love to see. Hackathon competition, and remember, in the UK we submit to win. Now, if you didn't know this as well, Slices was hosting a Spaces, and it just got taken over. It became like over 1,200 people came in. Frank the Gods and Franklin jumped on in to talk about the Gods' latest season. So that's just like amazing to see that that regular Spaces now. If you don't know, FOMO Magazine are doing daily Twitter Spaces, kind of just like going through all of the main alpha out there, or the outgoings in the Solana universe. So check that out. It's at 11 a.m. Each morning. So yeah, it's great to see that, and it starts to pay off. Like some to get low views, but then some really pop off, and yeah, it's great to see him persevering there. So that's a nice big old win. And we've also got our new members joining us. So we have Reza, who's doing some really cool things with gamified market research, and so he's even a recipient of one of our grants, which was nice to be able to see. So we'll be bringing him onto a town hall soon to talk a little bit more about what he's been building. But excited to be able to welcome him into the members group as well. We then have a legend who I know as, well, I don't know if he wanted to be doc shit, but Toy Story, an absolute wizard at our agency that we're working with, Flight 3, a really cool Web3 marketing agency. He's big in Solana and doing a lot behind the scenes as well to drive it all forward. So great to be able to welcome him into the members group. And now we also have Pranit. So if you don't know, H and Pranit have co-founded Moongate together. And this is a really cool project trying to open up Solana like dApps to any ETH user. So hopefully like him coming in as well can really get integrated into the system. So he'll be coming in to the UK pretty soon. So yeah, it'll be exciting to meet Pranit in person, but to welcome him into the members group. And then we have Big H. So a university student, proper DJing, been in the Solana ecosystem for a while. Looking forward to bringing his big energy into the group. So yeah, like it's cool to be able to see and welcome in all our new members. I hope to be seeing a lot of you and being able to take things forward in your Web3 journeys. All right, so now onto the real juice. Remember, this is hackathon season. This is basically war. Like this is our competition with the world in order to grow and take your projects to that next level. It's remember the 80-20 rule of 20% of the work leads to 80% of the output, and these hackathons have so much leverage when building in them. So it's big, exciting to be working on this with everybody, And obviously, first up, what we're in right now is the Obos Hackathon. So if you haven't already been looking into it, or if you already have and you're still not too sure, like, let's find those win-wins. I think the cool thing about hackathons is they don't always make sense. It's not always the right thing to do a hackathon and go into that and spend the resources between your team going there. But when you're a very small project, essentially startup, if you can time your development sprints with these hackathons, you can go through that experience, develop everything out, get the extra marketing awareness from building in public, building in a hackathon, and then being able to potentially get funding for what you've just built if you then win the prize. So if you're really good and you can develop quickly and you can create things that people want, you have that business sort of model behind it, and a really good vehicle to drive in, you can just keep churning out these hackathons and having all of the leverage possible because you're building in the time where you're also being rewarded for that building, both in awareness and in capital. So let's make sure, let's double check. Again, remember me, I'm your extended teammate in this journey. I want to be able to do as much as I can to help everyone, even on like a one-to-one basis. Like, let's find those win-wins if possible. And sometimes it's not. And you're like, your head's down and you're building at everything, but I think there's always an opportunity here, and especially long run, good to align your development sprints with these hackathons. On that note, we want to be kind of giving our best practices and strategies in going into it. So the way this is a 3-week hackathon, so I think one of the easiest ways to kind of structure it is to do a 1-week plan, a 1-week build, and then you'll probably still be building the second week, but to really start diving into the presentation and making sure you give enough time to make that like chef's kiss, and we'll work on that together. So that is how I would kind of think about you guys going through this right now. We want to, this week, again, this is planning, so reach out if you're not too sure what you are able to be building and what that looks like, and I'll be sure to, like, we can jump on a call, we can think about it, find those win-wins. And then next week, this is just building, so we're going to be having some technical workshops and some office hours available for you guys. That's where I hope you can be able to just knuckle down, head sprint, get that main bulk of it out. Over that journey, you'll realize that what you planned probably wasn't what you can now do, as is very typical, especially when you're a non-technical founder speaking to it, building a technical product. But when you then get to the end of the second week, you should have a really good idea of, okay, right, this is what we're submitting into the hackathon, and confident that that's what you can put in. So that's kind of the goal there. By the end of week 2, we want to have that confidence, and so that's why in week 3 we can then be going through and doing the presentation. I will be providing a little bit of like a template, a framework for you guys to use in that presentation, just so you can make sure that not a lot of the headspace is going into how to design it or what to talk about, more just like doing the actual work and execution behind writing out this is what it's for, and saving more energy for really crafting that to be as best as it can, because as like the alpha for the super team members and everyone who's in our circle, it's not a coding competition, it's a business competition. And what we mean by that is the best product, the best business, the best commercial, something that can have a really good one-liner, that's what's more likely going to get through to the next stages. And then it becomes more about, okay, cool, like, what have you built? But before you can even get there, you've got to make sure that it has that bigger opportunity. So that's where, again, like a lot of this planning, that's what we want to be thinking about. We want to be getting that clear understanding, okay, this is the opportunity, this is the one-liner, that like already start thinking about what that could be. And then we can then obviously be refining it together. But that week 3 is going to be all about getting presenting. So I hope this little schedule or that idea of like key milestones we want to reach is useful for when like kind of like planning out what we want to do here. Kind of summarize there again, it's week 1, we want to be planning and by the end of the week we should know, okay, cool, this is what we're building, and ideally already started building. Then we go into week 2 and it's just heads down build, and by the end of that week we want to know what we're submitting into the hackathon. By knowing what we submit into hackathon, you understood the pivots you had to took from your original plan, and then confident, okay, this is what's going in, understanding that new timeline. Then week 3, we want to be working on really crafting that message, and so there'll be a template to start with at the beginning of the week, and then we can then refine it to your branding over the course of it. The submission is then at the end of week 3. So by the end of week 3, it needs to be all done, submitted. So yeah, I hope that was helpful to go through. Everyone get it in the chat if it was a nice little sort of schedule to go through, and if that was useful information to be able to help you guys when planning out your strategy for the OBS. Now, in terms of other sort of things that we're doing, the Ideathon, so that was really good yesterday. Should we host another one? Let me know in the chat. Like, did you miss that one? Like, should we be able to do another one of these on Friday? Let me know if that would be something that's interesting. But what we are doing is some office hours. So rather than just like a specific Ideathon, I'll be around at 4 p.m. And we can kind of like talk about what are the different opportunities for you to be going through, even if you're just looking for some just general business advice or anything that you think is helpful in crafting your project or finding team members, all of these sort of things. Feel free to be able to jump in. I'll be there to help around. And so we're feeling all good for planning in a hackathon. And if you guys want, let me know. We could do another Ideathon on Friday. That then kind of like is the initial ones, and then obviously we're going to be roasting some decks in week 3. So looking forward to that. Now, as we get to our final section of the Town Hall, my little alpha, and I'm looking forward to jumping in that roundtable with all of you members in a minute. Let's talk about what's coming. And there's some new things on bounties. We've actually got a couple up our sleeve to be putting in. If you don't know, you can go to earn.superteam.fun and register for all the different earning opportunities that are available for everyone building out in the Solana ecosystem. So we're going to be posting some new ones on there from the UK, and you guys get the opportunity there. Like, only people from the UK can win them. So these are for you guys, and we're going to having a few different ones go live, some technical, some non-technical, and ultimately use that as hopefully being able to allow you guys to get some extra cash flow. You know, multiple sources of income is always nice. And speaking of multiple sources of income, for your business, grants are so key. If you can have a good grant pipeline, that greatly helps with just continuing to grow out and take things forward. We're now looking at really getting active on our Insta grants. There's been a few that have been accepted. So if you're building something really cool in Solana, let us know. Go through, apply for grants. I know a few more people are going through that, so this is going to be really cool. One of the interesting stats that Superteam like to look at is the GDP. And so this is where the bounties and where the grants, how it's kind of viewed from the foundation's perspective, this is us investing into the ecosystem. This is our GDP. This is the amount of value that's being created from it, which is really cool. So excited to be able to continue going out on both of these parts, releasing more bounties, releasing more Insta grants. So let us know, and let's build great things together. And then, if you didn't hear, there's been whispers around recently of some co-working spaces that we're looking to be hosting. So I can't say too much. There's a couple of different paths which we're exploring at the moment, but they're both going to be pretty cool. And so looking to be able to be working, have some vibe building with everybody, and that it'll be in London. So hopefully I'll be able to catch you guys some out there. Awesome. Now there we go for our town hall, everyone. I appreciate you all being able to join us and come for this next one. We're getting more and more bullish on the UK as the weeks progress, and as I speak with more of you amazing builders for what we can be able to do here. Everyone here, you are the OGs. I need to make sure that I create a extra Discord role for that. So everyone who's here right now at a very start, you guys are the OGs. You started. You are kind of the founders in our super team as well. So looking forward to continuing to grow this out and to take it to the next level. I just needed the chat. Nama knows, because that's the perfect way to kind of go straight into my favorite quote, which is by Steve Jobs. It's like, everything you see in life was made up by people no smarter than you. So you can change it, you can build it, and that's what we're here to do, everybody. Now, members, it's time to jump into our roundtable, our exclusive little clubhouse, because we want to make sure that we bring together the very best people, and then you guys get the opportunity to share the learnings with one another. So thank you everyone for being able to join us today for the town hall. Can I get some LFGs in the chat? This is a exciting opportunity now. We're in hackathon season. Let's go build great stuff, everyone. So members, let's jump into the round table. Pleasure, everyone. Thank you all for coming out.